I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I would beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties.
Are you ready?
That goes in the files.
Are you ready? Let's get it all!
Yo, welcome back to the fifth round. As always, your boy Stephen Moustaris. And I'm already on a roll right now. I've been talking about UFC 283, so clearly I'm about to get into the main event. But if you guys care about the whole Davis and Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno fight, I've done a video about that. You guys check that out. The Neil Magny versus Gilbert Burns fight, broke that down a little bit. But outside of that, I mean, this card's got a little bit on it. I mean, early prelims, I think, we got Warley Alves on there. Terrence McKinney, who I think should be higher up on the card. But if you guys don't know Terrence McKinney yet, boy, you guys better check in because that dude's a killer. You got Cody Stamann on the card. I think Shogun Hua headlines the prelims, and then clearly you got the Paul Craig Johnny Walker fight, which should be fun. I don't know if it's that big of a deal in the actual division, but it should be a fun card. And then I think Jessica Andrade is going to catch a body against Lauren Murphy, but we'll see. But this leads me into the main event. This one's tough, man. Because it's one of those ones where I know it's a championship fight and all, but it just doesn't feel like a championship fight. And clearly, that's because the champion that we know and who we saw last win isn't actually fighting. So, clearly Jiri Prochazka blew out his shoulder in one of the most nasty shoulder injuries apparently that anyone's ever seen. And, he's probably going to be out like 2 years or something. So for him being nice without them being stripped, he just said, hey, no, trust me, I don't want to hold up the division so you guys can have the fights. So, I do agree that Glover should be in the main event. And, I am happy that they went with like a Jamahal Hill and stuff instead of the Ankalaev or the and Blachowicz fight. That was, man, one of the most boring fights. I don't even want to get into it anymore, but I'm just happy that the UFC said fuck that. Just because you guys fought in the interim belt, no, you guys aren't putting a performance on like that and coming in and fighting. So I'm happy they did that, but I would have much rather seen Jiri Prochazka versus either one of these guys. I'm not mad at it. I think Glover deserves to be in this fight. He should have been in the last fight, but the UFC forced him to fucking drop out of it basically because he wasn't willing. He was willing to fight Jan, but he wasn't willing to fight Ankalaev. So they said, "Fuck you, we'll make you wait." And the MMA gods, being the MMA gods that I know of, got Glover's back. Like, you're not going to put that much work in your MMA career and be 40-something years old and get shit on by the end of your career as you're the champion or just lost your belt and you should be in that rematch. So I'm happy the MMA gods are looking out for him. And Jamahal Hill definitely is deserving of being in the title fight here, but I just kind of wish it was either Jiri versus Glover or Jiri versus Jamahal. I don't know why this fight doesn't do much for me, but, to break it down a little bit, it's one of those tough ones, man. It's like every time, it's like I think it's because of us who have watched the sport for a while. I don't know if I'm the only one sitting in this position. I almost write Glover off so much because I've seen him get beat by so many people. And, clearly John Jones outclassed him. Clearly fucking Rumble Johnson shut his lights off. I mean, Jesus, Alexander Gustafsson put one of the nastiest combos I've ever seen in a finishing combo. That shit was nasty. Uppercut, overhand right. Beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful shit. So it's tough for me because I've watched Glover lose all his big fights. And then, slowly, 205 starts dying out. John Jones is gone. Daniel Cormier's gone. R.I.P. Rumble Johnson, he's gone. Alexander Gustafsson gone. We lost all these guys, and Shogun Hua, Lyoto Machida, all those guys clearly gone. All the older guys. So, it's awkward because we had 205 as one of the most stacked cards forever, the most prestigious divisions ever, and then it just dies off, and then Jan goes on his little run, which nobody's really impressed with, and then finally at 205 we finally have our light. We finally have our beacon. Finally, oh my God, is Jiri Prochazka is he gonna save the day finally? And I know there for a while people thought Johnny Walker was going to do it and shit. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So I am pretty excited. This one's a tough one, though, for real. Because like I said, every time I write off Glover, he seems to, outlast a Thiago Santos punch or even, anybody. Freaking Alex Smith. I think he took, or Anthony Smith, my bad. I hate Anthony Smith, but he took his, best punches, and then he survives, and he takes you down, and he submits you and shit. He's done it time after time, and, even though he was looking, I thought Jiri was going to run right through him, and then that fight ended up being so damn close. And yeah, it wasn't the most technical fight you've ever seen, but it was just a dog fight. And Jiri pulls it out with like a minute left, gets that basically bulldog choke. It felt like it was rear naked, but it felt like more like a bulldog choke. I don't even know how to explain it, but finally. Then we got Jamahal Hill, who's just been knocking everybody out. And this is the part that scares me with Jamahal Hill. I feel like not many of us are talking about it. Yeah, I know he's shown his cardio over the time. Like his very first fight in the UFC, he went all 3 rounds. He won unanimous decision. But then like 5 out of his next like 6 or 7, literally all done within the first 2 rounds. Like, I mean, good God. His knockouts of OSP, good Lord, he had his knockout of Jimmy Crute, had his knockout of Johnny Walker, had his knockout of Thiago Santos, and that's the impressive one. If you look at the Santos fight, that's the one that not necessarily going to show you the most of what's going to happen against Glover, but it went 4 rounds. It was pretty grueling there for a little bit, even though I thought Thiago Santos completely gassed out and completely quit by the end of the fight, kind of gave Jamal the fight. I don't think Glover's going to be that type of person, so it's going to be tough. I think Jamal's got the talent to knock out anybody. He's got the power to knock out anyone. Like, literally, the dude's strong as fuck. He's just got that touch. He's got that touch, man. It'll just put you out. And outside of the Paul Craig fight, which he blew out, his arm got, I don't even know if he broke it or technically got dislocated. I can't remember, but that fight, even for him, I think would have been a lot better for him. I think he probably would have won that fight if he would have got off the ground there. But still, you can count it as a loss, but it's not like he got submitted or anything. He just blew out his shoulder. And then, so we're sitting here, he's got 48-second finish against Jimmy Crute, got a minute knockout of Johnny Walker, he's got his minute knockout of OSP, or I think it was a second round, technically a minute in. So, he's really known to finish quickly, and although we've seen Glover take hits and go down very quickly, I just don't know, man. I just don't know if Jamal's got the... I don't know how to explain it here. I feel like Glover's just so talented, and just maybe not even talented, just so rooted in the game for so long. He's just been around for so long. He's a living legend. I feel like he just knows all the old dog tricks. You know what I'm saying? He just knows, the old dog just learning new tricks left and right. He's got them tricks down. He's been around forever. I just don't know. If he makes it out that first 2 minutes, I could see him really making it a long night for Jamahal Hill. And I would love to see how Jamahal Hill's cardio is going to impact him if it's a lot of grappling going on and stuff. There was some grappling there with Thiago Santos. But, man, by the end of that fight, I was so pissed at Thiago Santos. I never want to see him fight again after that fight. He just pissed me off in that fight. He just looked so terrible after the first 2 rounds. And I thought Jamahal Hill didn't look too that well in that fight, but then he finally started getting off there at the end and really started to show that second wind, which was huge. So I don't know. It's a tough one for me. I'm leaning Jamahal Hill, but I also feel like it's one of those ones, and I know the timing's pretty bad since we just watched Tom Brady lose last night, but although Glover's nowhere close to Tom Brady level of impact on MMA compared to the the NFL, I will say he's still still up there in age. They've been around forever. We've counted them out how many times, and they just prove time after time again. So I would feel stupid here if I go all in on Jamahal Hill, and the next thing I know, it's a classic Glover fight. Gets rocked early. Jamal follows him in because he's too excited, and then Glover finally settles him down. Probably takes his time there for about a minute, and then he'll probably somehow get a nice little transition on him. Nice little reversal, and the next thing you know, we're seeing Glover Teixeira arms raised and new champion once again. Submission, who knows what it is. Kimura, who knows what he would do. The dude's so fucking good. So, and you also can't be shocked too. Glover was fucking piecing Jiri up. Glover's got the power still, man. He's not as powerful as he was there in his 30s. Right around when he fought John Jones, that guy was knocking cats out. His knockout, I think it was Rashad Evans. His knockout was vicious. He's got a couple. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, but Ryan Bader, that's it, his little bitch ass. I hate Ryan Bader too. Just kidding, I like Ryan Bader. I got respect for him, but he just was never that. I remember him talking shit about DC, talking shit about John Jones, and Rumble Johnson, talking shit about all these guys, and then whenever they get to him, they beat the shit out of him. So that was one of those ones, but it's just a very tough one. I don't know where to go with on this one. I clearly don't know. It's probably the toughest one to pick on this fight card. Even the Brandon Moreno and Davidson Figueiredo fight, I even have a little more better understanding on. So it's one of those ones. I'm not shocked if Jamal knocks him out early. I'm not shocked if Glover somehow wins. But we'll go this way. I'll take the easy way out. If the fight goes under 2.5 rounds, clearly we're going Jamahal Hill with a knockout. And if it's over 2.5 rounds, I think I'm going Glover Teixeira. But then again, we thought that with Glover against Jiri, and then Jiri somehow was down 3-1 on the card. And it might have been 2-2, but I think it was 3-1. And he comes out and throws the Hail Mary in the 5th round and gets Glover to tap because he was exhausted. So who knows what's going to happen. I'm pretty excited. I am definitely leaning Jamahal Hill. I think Jamahal Hill is a better win for 205. So it's a tough one, baby. It's a tough one. So I'm excited to see who they get to fight for the winner. Hopefully Yuri's back before we thought he was going to be. If not, I'm not mad at the Ankalaev fight. I'm not mad at the Jan fight. Not mad at anything. Not mad at that Ryan Spann fight either. So it's been the 5th round. As always, your boy Stephen Moustaris. And if you guys have any take or anything on this fight, please comment. I'm always down to talk. This is why I do these things. I don't care if you like them. I don't care if you subscribe. I don't care about that shit. I really only do this shit to talk to you guys. And I'm very blessed that you guys. I've had more comments from people across the world than I ever thought I would ever get. So seriously, I'm blessed. It's been the 5th round as always. Stephen Moustaris. Let's go. UFC 283, baby. Let's go.